It is about 11 a.m. when we arrive in Golaju village in Akar sub-county, Zombo District. I am at the seat of the Ndrukpa, otherwise known as the Lendu, one of the indigenous minority groups in West Nile. We are welcomed into the palace with traditional tunes and dances. A few kilometers away in Alangi sub-county, Pasai Parish is yet another cultural institution of the Kebu, who are equally endowed with great cultural wealth.
It is true, we are the most backward, marginalized.
The Kebu, who were known as the blacksmith of West Nile, also have their own unique artifacts.
Here is the product from the iron ore. This is a slasher of my late grandfather who was a chief. So I'm ready to keep this one for identity of Kebu.
Uganda boasts of 65 different indigenous communities with unique cultures. Among these, however, are some indigenous minority groups which include the Batwa, the Vamba, Basongora, the Ik, the Nubi in Luero and Arua, the Benet in Kwen, and then Ndrukpa or Lendu and Kebu.
The majority we have Alor tribe. Then our indigenous groups we have the Lendu, the Kebu, and then mainly identify themselves within our district.
Jimmy Agenunga Njuni Rapier III is the cultural leader of the Lendu.
We are around 8,000, but we are scattered all over Uganda. We are not only specific in one place.
He shares some of the major challenges they are facing.
Our culture is dying because we are being dominated. Our people fear to get out to show that, to identify themselves that basing on their culture.
One of it is much of our land, which we call it Lendu forest, has been taken up by the government without compensation.
These challenges are not unique only to the Lendu.
Our governments here, the MPs do not favor us. When time comes for voting, we vote. They bother nothing about us.
Many of them are not represented in different governance structures. Their languages are disappearing. The education system is not favoring a number of them.
The Zombo District leaders, however, say efforts are being made to ensure all communities access the required services without discrimination.
All of them, they are having the same. There is a government policy of having all these services in each sub-county, each parishes, and we are following that.
For the duty bearers, they are supposed to deliver services and they are supposed to apply human rights-based approach to service delivery.
But what efforts are being done to ensure preservation of the unique cultures of the indigenous minority groups?
Right now we have a history book written. We have developed our own orthography with the help of Summer Institute of Linguists. And right now, in order also to promote that our culture should not vanish, we have a constitution translated in our local language.
They also have some appeals to make.
We call upon the government. First of all, they should recognize and they should give us the platform to exercise.
And Zombo, Nebi, and Pakwach has been gazetted by Ministry of Gender for Alur Kingdom. And right now, the two community, they feel also they should be gazetted. And a little bit, we find it a little bit difficult in terms of degazetting a certain area which has been already gazetted.
But also they want to have their languages well developed, and especially the orthographies well developed, so that some of the languages can be used as in schools for instruction.
The UN estimates over 476 million indigenous people across 90 countries in the world. Despite their rights to autonomy, as enshrined in the UN Declaration on the Rights of indigenous peoples across the globe face unique challenges often overlooked by the surrounding world, which have disrupted their way of life. It goes without saying that survival of these groups is crucial to the protection of the natural environments, cultural and linguistic diversity, and without which sustainable development cannot be achieved. Benjamin Jumbe, NTV Weekend Edition.